All right, so what we're going to be looking at today are the trends for 2020 in regard to multiple topics. And recognize that we're really doing this for the collective, everyone who's watching this. And so some things you may relate to and some not, but it should give an overall feel of what to expect on many levels. Now let's go to financial. So now we're looking at finances in a more global level. So this will affect your personal finances. Oh, as a matter of fact, why don't we do two rows? We'll do our personal finances and our global finances. So let's look at, first we'll start with personal finances and then we'll add global. And so again, what's our personal finances? Now realize this is as a collective. What is our personal finances in 2020? Well, the first thing we have is working together as a group. This means working together, checking your financials, make sure that your accountant, if you have one, or your financial advisor, if you have one, if not, your husband and wife or your mate or your family, make sure you're all working together with the same financial goals. What are your goals? Are your goals to save money? Are your goals to pay down bills? Like, what are your goals? And make sure whoever your team is working together, and that's, remember, January, February, and March. Now, April, May, and June, you get the good luck card, but it's also the legal card. So if you're waiting for money from a legal settlement, it could come in at that time. But it's also the karma card. You're experiencing the results of your actions. And so if you don't like your money situation in April, May, and June, look to see what actions have you put in previously that may be having that problem. It's going to be very clear. You're not going to have to wonder. Now, there is some confusion, and I feel this probably is market confusion and also job status confusion. And so we'll talk about that. We'll probably see more of that globally. We'll see if it matches. Or we're going to do the United States. We're not going to do globally. We're going to do the United States. So you may find that money's just confusing in July, August, and September. But October, November, December, we seem back in the saddle. And so I would be very cautious about spending money in July, August, and September. I would make sure that you put a little note in your calendar, spend wisely, or maybe wait. Overall, we're looking at long-term plans, not short-term plans during this time. So that's financial that's financial for ourselves personally. Let's look financially for like United States, you know, for us as a country. Now, I know some of you look outside of United States, but this is going to be on United States financial systems, but we will have globally as well. So when we look at finances for the United States as a culture, overall, we have some issues here. January, February, March, poop hits the fan. And so be careful. That could be markets, that could be layoffs, that could be anything that creates the financial global. It could be more problems with trade wars, you know, all sorts of things. And then in the second quarter, April, May, and June, we're still having problems. Partners are not coming together. And I feel this is an argument between the White House and the Federal Trade Administration. I also feel that this is an argument between company owners, and like we saw with the teacher strike, like we saw with the strike that happened in the car industry. I think there's going to be some problems there. I'm happy to say by the time we get to July, August, and September, although in our personal finances we have a lack of clarity, things start getting back on track for us in a more big picture. And then we're feeling, as a country, we're feeling pretty stable going into the new year. But what's happening? This card came up again. Now remember, it was right side up for our personal finances in January, February, or March, but as an overall card upside down, this is a problem. And this speaks to what I was saying in the first half of the year, where we do not have groups working together.